All right. So, last time I made this room, since then I did a little bit of tweaking, added a couple more gentry, and just to show that this applies, that the diagonal swap applies on both south and west. And if you stay here, nothing happens. I could change which of these activates what, but yeah, I'm just demonstrating that for now. And then over here, I haven't really added a puzzle yet. I have expanded the demonstration. So we have this, which just shows a gentry eye. You know, we've seen this before. But you also notice that neither of the longer ones do straighten. And here we close a door on that in the middle of that one's chain, so now it doesn't have any more slack, and that makes its chain straighten. But the bottom one hasn't yet. And here we do the exact same thing, but with a quarter instead of directly on the chain. I'm not sure it's the clearest demonstration, but it does cover the situations. What I have right here now is more of a thing to play around with than an actual puzzle. Because you step on each of these and it makes the chain straight. But there's no actual puzzle or anything to it. And it does get a little weird in with some of the steps. So I'm probably not keeping this in its exact form. It's more like something I played around with while trying to figure out exactly how the system worked. So does anyone have thoughts on what I can do with it? Want to keep this mechanism at all, but I found it useful to play around with. Well, I have to do that to some degree just because this is all based on the gentry eye staying in place. I mean, I'm open to suggestions, but I'm pretty limited by the fact that the Gentrii can't be allowed to move. I mean, they can't move on the turn that they straighten. I guess I could. I mean, I guess in this case I could have it move a little more freely. Well, part of the problem is it's hard to teach all of this stuff at once. I'm not sure how to set that up. I mean, I could try to do something, but that would take a fair amount of thinking. Right now, I think I'm just trying to get lessons down, and then we can look at improving them, though. And here I would like something that's at least a bit of a puzzle. Let's see. I mean, right here, as I said, I'm just playing around with this. I haven't thought about what I'm trying to do. I did at least figure out how to set up a chain so that I can play around with straightening it, but I don't really have a plan for what to do with that playing around. I thought about trying to only straighten certain portions of chain, but that's hard to see how to do. Other than that, I guess you get impacted by which door. The thing is that if I make a later section straighten, the earlier section's going to straighten too. Or if the earlier section isn't able to straighten, then the later section won't. That's what makes this tricky to do much with. I guess we can look at this room, which is about that. Right, I need to... So here it isn't very clear what's happening. But this is, you know, what the room is based on. And here it doesn't straighten them. If you cut it doesn't. If you cut these, because it's straight, it prioritizes the front of the chain being straight. It doesn't tighten more than that. It also doesn't really matter because we'll just cut the... So, yeah, I mean, one option would be to just do that, but I'm not sure that it's clear without the lesson beforehand. But I'm also not entirely sure just how much you can even do with it. You can certainly do multi-phase straightening, but I'm not sure what interesting things can be done with that. I mean, we can skip that one. But then the rest of the chain doesn't respond because the Gentry Eye only looks at the chain up to here. I'm gonna copy this and remove the big Gentry Eye, I guess, just as a starting point, because I think it's kind of distracting right now. So we got a blank slate here, and I'm gonna add a Gentry Eye, and we're gonna do something with trying to straighten its chain. I guess I'll start with just a sample of a... what it means to... what it would mean to, Now, just for testing purposes, I'm going to see where the chain ends up. Okay. So, hypothetically, I could have some water skippers here. And you need to try to straighten the chain in order to kill them. Or I could do brains or mobilized eyes. It would also mean that the chain couldn't move past them, but I guess that's not too big of a limitation. I don't know. I mean, I guess we could close the door and yeah, we'll have to kill them without going past that door. This clearly isn't a puzzle yet, but it's a starting point for something that could become one. So one thought I have is using mirrors or something to create blockades, but that also feels like it could be pretty picky. Alright, and with no mirror, nothing happens. So I guess that's kind of a model for a very basic puzzle. You know, we'd have to just prevent going back in, or or it could be that you place decoys, but that's also pretty open, and wonder what happens if I put a mirror here. Does that change anything? No. It doesn't change anything. Yeah, I think that's the only tile with this arrangement where a mirror does anything. This is definitely a tricky principle to do much with, but we also have rooms that involve it, so we do want to teach it. Really, this example is the thing we want to demonstrate, to focus on. These first two are mostly about making it clear that the distance is the factor, and this showing that blocking a corner like that can affect the distance. So there might be something to this as a simple starting point, at least. I think we do want something that's got, more bends to it. Alright, so how does this straighten right now? Not at all, because of all that. Right. Okay, that's interesting. We should I definitely like using Beethrow himself as an obstacle. I don't know that this is the best way, but it's certainly an interesting option. Well, of course, we don't have this set up to do anything, but although, well, we can even get the mirror out from here. Yeah, a little weird, but we can do that. Not that I would make this necessary, but I might have something where we do that and we have to retrieve the mirror. Okay. So yes, we've got this little thing here where we can use B-throw as one of our obstacles, and that's definitely interesting. So maybe what we have here is another roach. And hold on, let me look at how that work goes again. Okay, if I put it here, yeah, okay. So we could have something where there's a plate here that opens it. All right, so this is to prevent activating that plate with the mirror. And then we have so we have to straighten the chain for the roach to get to us and let us out. Okay. So, I think that's pretty good for getting the idea across. There's probably I might expand on it a bit, but the fact that you have to use B-throw as one of the obstacles really drives the point home, I think. I think this is at least okay. Could be better, but it does cover it. I'm okay with it for now, at least. So I think I wanted to take a look at this level. And one of the first thoughts I have is that this room is a little simplistic, even for a tutorial at this point in the hold. It's all about that the plate only goes up at the end of a full turn. A vague idea I had, but couldn't really think of anything to do with, was something where there's a golem over here. And we let the golem out, and we could have a plate here that it has to hold down for a moment before we kill it. But I couldn't really think of anything interesting to do with that, and I thought it might be overcomplicating things. But it will at least mean you'd have to coordinate. I don't know, any thoughts? Or should it just be an extra mini puzzle after this one? That's another option we have here. I just feel this part right here is noticeably more basic than other rooms at this point in the game. It's all about observing which half turn you do things on. You know, which hasn't really been that relevant up before this one. I guess we do have a very, very easy outer sanctum room, and we could try and put some of that puzzle in here, because that's also about what, you know, whether you do things on the half turn or the full turn. I guess maybe I just feel like one extra step that's maybe a little step up from this. At the very least, we could probably do something with a roach on a half-turn plate. I mean, I guess that's actually simpler because the roach is always going to leave on the full turn. Oh, but with pushing, that could... Well, I just thought I'd point to it anyways. The next thing I wanted to look at was this room, because it is pretty easy, but not... I don't know, I don't think there's really a problem with it. I just... Just that if you get the snake killing itself, it's very easy to get the... It's very easy to get it killed in time. I mean, it's fun. I'm just wondering if we think maybe there should be something more to that. And here, also, there's just a very simple way of doing this. So I'm not saying we should necessarily do things, but I think it's worth considering. Because the way the roaches line up, you can just keep doing that. And it doesn't even really have anything to do with the speed potion. Well, I guess a little, but... Because nothing comes back in when you do that. But it just seems to me that if we do that, at the least we could do something simple that's only possible with a speed potion. Yeah, I'm not saying we have to make these very hard, just maybe step them up a little bit. And then we have this, which we were already looking at. And yeah, there was a later version with another step added, but it was still basically the same. Yeah, so those are the rooms that I think could use some tweaking. And another thing, which is very minor, is that I think getting the secret in this room is kind of silly, because it's just, you make sure to go here, and if you don't go here, you come back and you do the room again, and you go here. And I'm thinking we could just either have that be readily accessible, or we could, or if there's an idea for an actual secret access, we could do that. But I mean, it should be simple enough to just have easy access to the next room instead of having you do this again. Oh, and here's the old Fagunda room. There. Well, I guess we can start to... I'll just make a copy of this to work with. And we can add the extra widget in, but we'll leave it aside for now. But my first thought is, it feels a little awkward that what you do is you go, is that you destroy the potion, then you go down here, then you get the Fagundo all the way back out to destroy this one. The progression that feels more natural to me is destroy the top nest, then destroy the bottom nest, and there's a reason you still need the speed potion for it. I mean, obviously we could do this to achieve that, but it wouldn't really change much. We'll just slightly alter the order you do things. But I think that making that rearrangement also offers a chance to rework the room as a whole just a little. For instance, what we have right now is that you need a water skipper to destroy in order to destroy the speed potion and stay unspeeded, and that's good. I don't even remember which level is 19 off the top of my head. Is that the grab bag one? Let's see now. Ah, right. Yeah, it is a little hard to get more ideas here. Hmm. I guess my first thought is something that would be easy if you weren't speeded, and then you have to. But the main thing that where that applies is an eye, so not sure. Hmm. Yeah, I guess I'm out of ideas for right now, but we did get a good good thought for that one Gentry room. Eh, and even if we end up revamping it a lot, that's still a pretty good thing to include somewhere. All right, I think I'll stop it here and just try to give some more thought about what to do over the next week. I just seem to be out of ideas right now. But I do feel we got something decent going with the Gentry room at least. Thanks for watching.